Welcome into Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. I am Harrison Graham, and coming up on today's show, we got to take a look at some winners and losers after the season opener against the Phoenix Suns. And yes, if you went to bed early thinking this was a blowout win, think again. The Mavs blew it in the second half, ended up losing this one 107-105. Still plenty of positives, but certainly some negatives, because this is a game you should not have lost. It's as simple as that. Luka Doncic, Christian Wood had big games. Devin Booker had a big game for Phoenix. The Suns didn't even play Chris Paul in the second half, basically, and you still blew a 22-point lead and a 15-point fourth-quarter lead. It's game one. It's not a huge deal, but it is a bad loss. You can't let these type of losses happen over the course of an 82-game season, especially because the Western Conference, guys, is a beast. Every game's going to be tough. So when you get up 22, if you're up 15 in the fourth, you got to find a way, and the Mavs were unable to do that. And quite frankly, they let Phoenix off the hook, a team that could have unraveled this season if they had some bad losses early. You kind of gave them a lifeline with this win. All right, there are some winners from this game to take away from, though, and Christian Wood, listen, welcome to Dallas, Christian Wood. He was tremendous. 25 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 turnover, 9 for 15 from the field. Now, what was he, 3 of 10 from the free throw line? That was the one negative, and we'll talk free throw shooting as a whole. He's got to get better there. Only 63% last year, but hell, if he was 63% tonight, or last night, the Mavs would have won, but that did not end up being the case. Here's what bugs me, and we'll get to Jason Kidd on a larger scale later on. Christian Wood scored 16 straight points late in the third and into the fourth, or was it all in the fourth? I can't remember which. Either way, 16 straight Mavericks points, and then Jason Kidd took him out. He took him out of the game, and Phoenix starts to come back, and you end up losing. You went back to Wood with like a minute and a half left, but it was too late at that point. I didn't get that decision. Christian Wood was riding the hot hand. To be frank, he was the offense in the second half. The offense really struggled after halftime, including Luka. I didn't get that move whatsoever. I get going defense with Kleba, maybe a couple of possessions, but then you realize the offense isn't going. You got to go back to Wood quickly, and he waited way too long. I thought that was mismanagement from Kidd, but on a larger scale, Christian Wood, 25 points in his debut. Sign me up, kid. Let's go. Grade Christian Wood's debut. A, B, C, D, or F. I can't go A or A+ because he did miss some key free throws, but it was an A-. It was a great debut. He was the second half offense. He gave you a chance to win when no one else was really going in the second half. So A- for Christian Wood. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. All right, Luka Doncic still a winner here. I thought he played a really poor third quarter, but he was cooking in the first half. And late in the fourth, he gave you a chance. Couple key baskets down the stretch, tied the game late. 10 for 23 overall, so not great in that regard. But 35 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. I thought he took too many step-back threes, but hey, he was the one guy who made free throws, 13 for 13 from the free throw line, the most in his career without a miss. That's a positive sign. Now, we all know through the course of an 82-game season, and we've watched Luka for 4 or 5 years now, he's going to have nights where he's like 60% from the line. And that's what makes the rest of the guys being bad from the free throw line a bit of a concern. But good start for Luka. It wasn't a good third quarter, but hell, the guy still almost had a 35-point triple-double. So I think we're just kind of spoiled with this guy at this point in time. Speaking of Luka, if you want to get a Luka Doncic jersey, we got plenty of them available at chatsports.com/Luka jersey. That link will be in the comments and in the description of this video. Go check out the different style jerseys available with our partners, Fanatics. Chatsports.com/Luka jersey. It'll redirect you to the Fanatics website where the Luka jerseys are. Really easy, one click and shop, and you are good to go. All right, Spencer Dinwiddie started 0 for 4, then he made 5 straight shots and made 6 of his last 7. He really got hot there in the second quarter especially. You really thought that, this was like got to be Game 7 all over again with how much the Mavs were cooking. And then, like I said, they let Phoenix off the hook. I think Dinwiddie's ready to play heavy minutes. I think he's ready to play that Jalen Brunson role and be that second ball handler on this team. Also play with the second unit, which the Mavs did last night. I do think we should talk about that overarching thing that we talked about all offseason. Who's the third ball handler? Well, they didn't really have one last night, so you're kind of thinking, okay, maybe you don't need one. But I'd still argue Is Luka going to play all 82? Is Dinwiddie going to play all 82? We saw Dinwiddie get into foul trouble, so like there could have been a couple of minutes there where you had to go to a third guard. So I still think at some point, whether it's Campazzo, if he gets up to speed, or Jaden Hardy, you're going to need, or Ntilikina, you're going to need someone at some point to give you minutes as a third creator. Last night you got away with it. Dinwiddie's ready to play heavy minutes, but we'll see how that plays out over the course of a 4, 5, 6 month season. Subscribe to the channel here on Mavericks Today. We'll hit you with news, rumors, and if you guys enjoy this video, kind of day after videos, winners and losers, kind of advanced overarching recaps. It's not a pure recap, kind of talking bigger picture today in addition to what we saw last night. Then subscribe. We'll do more videos like this. We haven't done a ton of this in the past, but we're looking to expand here at Mavericks Today. So hit that subscribe button and help us grow here on the channel. All right, let's get to some losers here. Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd, since he has taken this job, there's been very few games where I'm like, you got out-coached, or that was a big mistake. Last night, taking Christian Wood out, we talked about it during the Wood chunk. It's mind-boggling. It's absolutely mind-boggling. The Mavericks scored 38 points total in the second half. Christian Wood scored 16 of those consecutively, and then you took him out. The offense was not going after halftime. I get it. You're trying to set rotations, and you got new bigs. You got McGee. You're trying to have a role for Kleba still. You just extended the guy. But you got to have a feel for the game itself beyond just what your analytics and rotations that you set tell you. It's game one. This isn't a huge deal. But last night, you've got to recognize, hey, C. Wood, he's the offense right now. We can't take him out. Or if we're going to take him out, it's for a minute or two at most. They took him out for 4.5, 5 minutes before going back to him. Big mistake. I did not like that whatsoever. Kleba was doing nothing offensively, and it's not like he was having a stellar defensive game where you just had to have him out there. I did not think that was a good move from Jay Kidd. I think, quite frankly, he's a big reason why they lost this game. Tim Hardaway Jr. Listen, and one more thought on Kidd before I go to Tim Hardaway. Monty Williams was willing to bench Hall of Famer Chris Paul for basically the whole second half because he felt out the game. Chris Paul was not a factor. Guess what? Christian Wood was a factor. Should have rolled with him. Just saying. All right, Tim Hardaway Jr. Problem with Tim is he's just either on or he's not. I mean, he missed about 3 just warm-up, wide-open, catch-and-shoot threes, and none of them were particularly close. You're like, dude, I know you've been out a while. You missed the second half of last season, but he's a very streaky guy. Maybe we just have to accept that. Outside of the season 2 years ago where he was pretty damn consistent, he's either hot and cold. Last year that was the case before he got injured. Last night that was certainly the case, but if he could find some of that consistency again, you have him and Christian Wood coming off the bench, that could be a combination that on any given night gives you 50 points. That's how lethal these two guys could be. But Tim was not on last night. He did not look great shooting the basketball. Josh Green, a lot of hype coming in. He's improved offensively, ball handler. He's a more confident shooter. It's one game, but he kind of looks the same to me. I'm not going to overreact. He's good defensively. We already know that, though. He was good defensively. Didn't see any offensive improvement. Again, it's one game, but there were multiple times, especially in the second half, where he gets the ball and takes a dribble, picks it up, and just he's stuck. He doesn't know what to do. He's trying to pass it out, threw a turnover at one point. Had one nice pass that led to a bucket in the first half, I believe, but overall, he doesn't look comfortable offensively. I mean, he's trying to find an analogy for another sport. It'd be like putting a hockey goalie at forward or something. He just doesn't know what to do on that end. So hopefully he improves on that end at some point. The defense is there. We know that. But offensively, still a ways to go. And then, honestly, outside of Jason Kidd, the main reason you lost is just easy stuff. Free throws, guys. 18 of 31. Luka went 13 of 13. That's not good. When the rest of the team went, I think it was 9 for 21 or something like that, below 50% from the rest of the team. That's bad, okay? I know, you bring in more front court guys that are going to play heavier minutes. Your team free throw percentage probably goes down a point or two this year, but Christian Wood, for how great of a pure shooter he is, can't go 3 for 10 at the line. That's a joke. You got to go at least 6 of 10, man. And I know he was one of our winners, but that was a big problem. Other guys were missing free throws as well. That's got to change. I mean, you can't shoot under a bad free throw shooting night for an NBA team should be 70%, and they shot fringe 60, 58, 61%. I mean, that's college stuff, guys. That can't happen. 70%'s got to be the floor. 80% is what you're shooting for. If you're somewhere in the middle, that's perfectly fine. But that's a big reason why they lost this basketball game. All right, how concerned are you with the free throw shooting? Scale of 1 to 100. How about 61? Because that's what they shot last night. Not overly concerned, but I mean, let's see how many games free throw shooting costs them this year. We're already at 1. I'm going to keep a tally of this. We're at 1 already. So scale it from 1 to 100. How concerned are you with the free throw shooting? All right, 1 of 82. We're not going to overreact too much, but damn, frustrating loss. You blow a 20-point lead. That's tough. Get back at it, what, Saturday, Coop? Against Memphis at home opener. Get out there to the AAC if you can. We'll try to have a video, maybe not Sunday, probably Monday, just because a lot of NFL stuff going on around here. But type MFFL in the comments if you are a real one. If you're going to the game, let us know, and we'll see you next time here at Mavericks Today.